and the United States. And then no matter who the president was, Republican or Democrat, we always had support for Ukraine, and there was always a good relationship. When Trump came into office, the first thing he did is he embarrassed Zelensky. He wouldn't give him wouldn't let him come to the White House. He took away their military aid. He then simultaneously he tried to dismantle NATO. So all of these were signs for Putin to say, wait a second, nobody's going to do a single thing. And one of the most craziest part that a lot of people don't realize that they gave Putin the go ahead that they see when Zelensky was at the White House. If you remember, Michael, and if you look back to it, when Zelensky was at the White House, finally made it to the White House after that perfect phone call, whatever, and they finally were there. Trump turns around to Zelensky and says, "Listen, I spoke to President Putin, and you guys have to make up. You got to figure this thing out." And Zelensky just fell back on the chair like, "What the fuck just happened?" He basically, I mean, that's unheard of. Zelensky's telling you that we're at war with this guy. He's trying to take over our country. He's killing our people. And he's telling him, you got to figure it out. You should meet with Putin and you guys got to figure it out. You know what I mean? So, and then the final thing that really allowed Putin to do it was what he did at the insurrection on January 6th. Because what happened was our country was in a disarray. We were in a transition stage. We didn't have a government or a president in place. We had our own concerns with the insurrection he pulled. And if you take a look at the timeline, that's when actually Putin started a little bit earlier, but that's when he amassed the most troops on the border. And then
I
2
think
months
Putin,
later, February,
to be honest with you, Lev, to be honest, I think that Putin made that decision right after Helsinki. Right after Trump got up and he basically shit all over our intelligence agencies, saying, you know what? I believe him. The guy said it strongly, and so I believe him. By the way, speaking of which, with all this crap that goes on in when I think about Trump and all the shit that he did as president, and I'm so disgusted the fact that I supported him. I was so loyal to him for over a decade. When I was sitting in the, the television room, the visitation room, and there was the big picture of Trump sitting there right next to Bill Barr, followed down by Petrucci, the warden, and then the guy who was the Northeast. I swear 100 times I wanted to fucking throw a shoe at it. So let me then ask you this. Was that still up there, or did they put Biden's picture up?
They put Biden's. They took that down.
Yeah, thank God.